playing this also in a rush, like you're playing some sort of action-based game, you're spamming buttons and freaking out when you're in combat.
I mean, I'm not freaking out.
You're on adrenaline. You're reacting based on reflexes.
Yeah.
That's not going to help you in this game. This is a strategy RPG.
Okay. I'll try to get used to it. Like, I've spammed less frequently as we've gone along, as I noticed. It really doesn't matter.
I noticed a lot of the times you try to use skills, like your spells, while you're completely out of lyrium.
Really? I thought I usually had a little bit in here.
I mean, I just noticed that typically the bottom left, that you're pretty much out when you try, and the bottom left tends to be blacked out, not on a cooldown, implying you don't have enough lyrium to do the things you're doing.
You're back. Are the spiders gone? Really? Oh, that's wonderful. You've saved my hide, I'm sure. And I owe you a favor, so if you need anything, I'll be here.
On your knees.
Exactly. I'll be here, keeping the crawlies away.
Is there something else I can do for you? Ah, I imagine you don't leave very often, do you?
No.
I am not a good source of news, I fear. I am preoccupied with the Darkspawn incursion. When the king sent out the call, the Circle of Ferelden sent only 7 mages to Ostagar. I asked King Kaelin's permission to come and seek a greater commitment from the Circle.
What would... Okay, save 7 is a quite few number. I was like, in an actual fight, what would 7 mages be like?
Depends on the mage.
Yeah.
They're very differing powers.
I hope to place a mage or 2 within every contingent. I cannot do with just 7. Mages will make all the difference in this battle. The Darkspawn have their own magic, and our resources must exceed theirs. I don't know. Do you? Then perhaps I shall speak to Irving about this later. Darkspawn are a greater threat than blood mages, even abominations. It takes decades for the world to recover from a blight. I wish the Chantry could see that. We must stop at nothing to defeat the Darkspawn. Listen to me. An old man's rantings can't be very interesting. You are too kind.
He's technically not very old because Grey Wardens die very young.
Due to their lifespan or because of combat?
To become a Grey Warden, you must infect yourself.
Our duty is to battle Darkspawn wherever they appear. We are elves, humans, and dwarves united by this common purpose.
Just by fighting the Darkspawn, you risk getting infected. If their blood somehow makes contact with like your blood or whatever, if it gets into you, then you are now infected. If you, more than likely, you will die.
We are elves, humans,
most people will die from it. Those that do not die become Grey Wardens. Initiated or not, they now have the ability to hear an archdemon. They can kind of sense the Darkspawn and where they are.
We Grey Wardens.
How does that work? Is it like an infection, or is it more like a spiritual thing?
It's an infection.
Darkspawn do attack the surface in ragtag bands, but archdemons are capable of rallying the Darkspawn, turning them into an unstoppable force. A horde of Darkspawn, a veritable
You know what's like if you failed your harrowing, only get possessed by just a minor, tiny, insignificant demon?
It happens.
We can't seem to eradicate them completely. Somehow they always come back. They usually move around in small groups, but there are always more of them, lurking underground.
When it's time for a Grey Warden to die, they can sense it. Dying as a Grey Warden is kind of like turning into a Darkspawn, sort of. You will be overtaken by your infection, and I believe go absolutely batshit crazy and start killing anyone and everyone around you. But you know when it's your time to die, and what Grey Wardens do is they go underground and kill as many Darkspawn as they can before they die. Not before they turn, they just fight to the death in the biggest horde of Darkspawn they can find.
So I cannot be sure of what
it's like, time's up. Just fucking go full berserker because I gotta take as many as I can before I go.
He would have escaped had he not overlooked one Templar who snuck up behind him and cleaved his head in two. Be careful what you wish for. Power is treacherous. I've seen many people, great leaders, consumed by it. The mages whose connection to the Fade has been severed? Why do you ask? It keeps them and those around them safe. Perhaps the sacrifice is worthwhile. I cannot say. Certainly, I am intimately familiar with these subjects after all. Our duty is to battle Darkspawn wherever they appear. We are elves, humans, and dwarves united by this common purpose. A horde has formed within the Korkari wilds in the south.
Sounds like a place in
If
Zelda.
not stopped, they will strike north into the valley. We Grey Wardens believe that an archdemon is leading the Darkspawn do attack the surface in ragtag bands. A horde of Darkspawn, a veritable army.
Are you going to help us? Really? What? A rumor is spreading that I've dabbled in blood magic. That's why they won't let me take the harrowing. Of course not! I've been sneaking around to meet Lily in secret. Maybe others have seen me.
He's been getting sight of this blood magic.
Forbidden. I suppose we are, but they think it's blood magic, and it isn't. I've thought about it, but it will only make things worse. Lily will be punished. I can't do that to her. Maybe if it were just Irving, he'd spare me. But he has to keep the peace between the Circle and the Chantry. If he stirs up too much trouble, they might replace him. They could wipe out the entire Circle if they wanted.
What?
The Chantry abhors blood magic. That's why they're willing to pay attention to this stupid rumor. She was saying the chant of light in the chapel one night while I was walking past. I've heard that chant many times, but I never realized how beautiful the words were until...
Why is she quiet in all
I'll never
this?
forget that night.
Girl, don't you have a personality?
Lily wouldn't jest about something like this.
I saw it plain as day. There was no mistake. And Gregor believes he does the Maker's work, keeping the mages in check.
A rumor is spreading that I've dabbled in blood magic. That's why they won't let me take that. I've been sneaking around to meet... I suppose we are, but they think it's blood magic, and it isn't. Maybe if it were just Irving... The Chantry abhors blood magic. That's... No, and I don't care. Why? I don't really want to... I came here a year or so before you did. I must have been 5 or 6 years old. Mother stopped talking to me after I showed signs of magical ability. She wouldn't even look at me. She'd mutter under her breath that I was a demon child and an abomination in the Maker's sight. She'd fight with my father, saying that she didn't want that thing, meaning me, in her house. Guess that's what drove him to leave me at the village chantry. I suppose it's just as well. It's the past. So, have you decided?
You're lucky you're innocent.
Thank you. We will never forget this.
You were gonna turn him
Get
in
us into the repository.
for literally a completely different reason anyway. You just thought he was weak, and you were gonna turn him in for
But it's
being
just a
weak.
door. There is power enough in this place to destroy all of Ferelden. What's a door to mages?
I once saw a rod of fire melt through a lock. You could get one from the stockroom, but Owain doesn't release such things to a player.
And I literally am owed
We should stay here. One mage
a
at the
favor,
stockroom will attract less
aren't
attention
I?
than a mage, an apprentice,
By
and
someone
an
else,
initiate.
but it might have to do with this. You're also not an apprentice.
Good luck. Our prayers go with you.
So you should be able to get the item anyway, theoretically.
Mm-hmm.
Welcome to the Circle's stockroom of magical items. My name is Owain. How may I assist you? Rods of fire serve many purposes. Why do you wish to acquire this
Bitch,
particular
just give it to
item?
me.
Some mages require them for their research. Others merely want to light fireplaces. I will set down that you require the rod to deal with a personal matter. Here is the form, request for Rod of Fire. Have it signed and dated by a senior enchanter.
And now here's where your favor comes in
I will
hand.
release a rod to you once I have the signed form. Thank you.
Hey, girl.
It's good to see you again. A rod of fire? Oh, sure, I could sign that. What would it hurt? Right. There you go. How's that? Oh, I will. Thank you again.
Now you see how you can progress on quests in this game without even realizing it.
Magical items.
This
My
is
name
just
Owain.
a peek,
How may
because
I
we're
assist?
still in the tutorial.
Yeah.
This is just an example
Everything looks
of how the rest of the game can go.
Jesus.
Imagine if you were actually reading the codex pages, how behind where you are right now you'd be right now.
I remember pausing the game and like the information repository Mass Effect. I forget what it was called, but I remember spending a not insignificant time reading those, and those are fairly short.
I hate waiting. It makes me nervous. That was quick.
To the repository, then. Freedom awaits.
Alright, I'm not helping you, though. That's all you.
Quest updated.
I don't wanna. Give me your items.
See, hers is yellow because she doesn't have magic.
Why?
They maintain themselves. I think you can customize the AI of your party too.
Oh yeah, I remember this. It's locked, you can't open this. Melty, melty, melty. I keep noticing this fucking shit coming off of me like I was in that dream area.
It's your rock armor. That's what the AI cast.
Of all the dangers those cursed with magic pose. Initiates must learn the Circle's history if they are to work with Templars and mages. The doors can be opened only by a Templar and a mage entering together. The Chantry provides the password, which primes the ward, and the mage touches it with mana to release it. First, the password. Sword of the Maker, Tears of the Fade. The password only primes the door. Now it must feel the touch of mana. Any spell will do, but hurry.
Heal the door.
That's no bueno.
Do you have the rod with you? Melt the locks off.
Perhaps later. Maybe I'll do it later.
What's the matter? Why isn't it working?
Lily, something's not right. I can't cast spells here. Nothing works.
These wards carved into the stone. This must be the Templars' work. They negate any magic cast within this area. I should have guessed. Why would Gregor and Irving use simple keys for such a door? Because magical keys don't work. How do you keep mages away from something? Make their powers completely worthless. That's it then. We're finished. We can't get in. I don't know. Do you think it's another way in?
That door probably leads to another part of the repository. What are the chances of there being another entrance? No. I'll take any chance I can get.
We can't get into the chamber the way we planned, but we're not about to give up. We can see where this door leads, but I don't think it'll be easy. It looks locked for one. Yes, let's hope they haven't warded that door as well.
Let's hurry. We've wasted enough time. I'm not giving up.
Oh,
We've
it's
come
at you.
too far.
Okay.
Now you can see how one little decision can send you on a entire quest line or otherwise avoid it.
Yep.
Wow, what was that?
I don't know. It wasn't a statue. Dirty fighting.
She seems to be a rogue.
She's begun. We must fight. Let us do it quickly. No!
I don't like this. Do my best!
I think there is a way to change your party's AI if you look through it through the menus. Not those menus. Yeah. Can set entire things to determine the AI of your party members, or just simple things. There's a lot of conditions you can set up. For example, if this person does this, then you should do this.
It reminds me of the Gambit system, but what game was that? There was a game where you could do that. From Final Fantasy 12. No, 12, 13? 12. You could set gambits, and it was like that, like, if enemy is weak against water, use water magic. If enemy is this, use this.
This is more for, like, cooperation. Like, if this party member does this, you use this, because it will make a favorable combination or reaction.
I hate that I have to wait so long for them to stop.
Well, I definitely know you'd hate RuneScape then. Before you can pick up loot, you must wait for that person to die and then despawn. Which takes a few
Yeah, look,
ticks.
she's on fire. There is friendly fire.
You're sure that wasn't caused by the Sentinels?
Not 100%. I mean, I could test it right now.
Looks like it.
There is indeed friendly fire.
I don't remember that.
I'm gonna destroy you! Our skill has won the day.
See how long it took for it to...
I really don't notice it. I get more surprised when you start complaining than I do noticing any of that.
It wasn't attacking.
I think it was just waiting for the next tick.
Look, no. Ah.
You have to understand this game plays in ticks. It's not playing like an action game. I don't know how else to describe it.
Yeah.
I can easily describe it if you had played a bunch of old school RuneScape or something, but because you haven't, I don't know any better way to describe it.
Right.
And this game is not real time. It's not
Right,
action
okay.
based. It's not constantly going. Just like why I was saying you didn't have to spam buttons, because the game isn't based on reflexes. It's a strategy game where everything goes by in ticks.
I'm not sure I'm cut out for this.
Like in RuneScape, there are 3 ticks about or whatever in each second.
Another down.
You must have beaten.
Very well.
Friendly fire possible. Oops.
I'm surprised by your character build so far.
What do you think?
It's very not magey.
I'm mixing it in a little bit of the spell sword stuff a little early. And I think I made a mistake.
I feel like the spell sword stuff would include the magic stat rather than going heavy on, you know, constitution.
I needed a little bit more health. I noticed I was getting low a lot.
We must gain the advantage.
Are these people? These sentinels? I mean, they're bleeding,
No,
so...
they shouldn't be, but they might be.
I'm committing murder! This guy can get his dick wet.
Get back! Still has won the day.
A lone nurse.
So, as it's called an arcane warrior, with that, you use your magic stat to fulfill the strength requirements of weapons. And spell sword, not warrior with magic.
Okay. But I want to use the dragon armor later. Sooner. I'm going to equip the armor right now. Nothing can penetrate my defenses.
I feel like you just wanted to play a warrior in general, just based on your initial choice and your stat choices. Because it's very much not a mage build that I'm looking at.
What's the quickest way I can get to 38 strength then?
By using all your points on strength.
For the next 3 levels. Well, I get 14. So I need how much?
That armor's only meant for warriors anyway.
Yeah. So I'm using my magic
Even
stat
if you
then.
planned on going into being an arcane warrior, you shouldn't be looking at that as a mage.
Okay. But I want to wear the really cool armor, Rez.
Then be a warrior.
Too late.
You'll probably just end up taking the armor and giving it to someone else in your party at some point.
You're right.
The armor gets used either way. But you can't be a mage and wear the warrior armor.
There's something odd about that statue.
Yeah, if we can't fucking see shit.
Also, the magic to strength, I think it only really works on weapons, not armor.
It's magical. This is a
So you
room
wouldn't be
of
able to wear that
magical
anyway.
Greetings.
Why is it woman?
breath. Did it just say something?
I am the essence and spirit of Eleni Zenobia, once consort and advisor to Archon Valerius. Prophecy my crime, cursed to stone for foretelling the fall of my lords.
But it looks like a dude.
I'm not sure. The Archons were the lords of the Imperium.
This is
Forever
40k.
shall you stand on the threshold of my proud fortress,
Tevinter Imperium.
he said, and tell your lies to all who pass. But my lord found death at the hands of his enemies, and his once proud fortress crumbled to dust, as I foretold.
A Tevinter statue. Don't listen to it. The Tevinter lords dabbled in many forbidden arts. This is a wicked thing.
Weep not for me, child. Stone they made me, and stone I am, eternal and unfeeling. And I shall endure till the Maker returns to light their fires again.
Ambiguous rubbish. I can do it too. The sun grows dark, but lo, here comes the dawn.
Stop talking to it. Please, both of you.
You're covered in blood. Like, a not insignificant amount.
Bloodiest game of the year.
Come on,
Wow, that old wall...
Your first codex on the Tevinter Imperium.
I think the phylactery chamber is on the other side of the wall behind this bookcase. Look carefully. The mortar's damp and decaying here. We should be able to find something that can knock some of the bricks loose.
There's a statue over there.
I can't do it on my own. You have to... If we work together, we can shift it. Come on.
Animation budget.
Now we just need to find a way to get through this wall.
Yeah.
we'll need another way into
I'm
the
so
phylactery.
nervous things will go wrong.
Let's explore the repository.
We'll live a quiet life, away from magic. I won't do any magic or... I know I...
And I...
Use this with the rod. I'm sure it'll work. Hurry, the clock's ticking.
Is that how magic works? Just, hey doggy, breathe fire.
This is the phylactery chamber. It what?
We must find Jowen's phylactery, quickly. With the other apprentice phylacteries, I imagine.
Would you destroy yours too if it were here? Right. More...
No, it wouldn't be right, but I'll help destroy yours. A little bit of a hypocrite, are we?
What are you talking about?
Let us end this.
We must find Jowen's phylactery. We must find Jowen's phylactery.
Bitch, I know. They're not sorted very well. You see his phylactery.
That's my phylactery! You found it! I can't believe this tiny vial stands between me and freedom. So fragile. So easy just to be rid of it. To end its hold over me.
But the blood's still there.
And I am free.
Only apprentice phylacteries are stored in the Circle Tower. This tiny room could not hold the phylacteries of every mage who has passed.
So they destroy it once you've passed?
Come on, you two.
No,
we're
they
done
move
here.
it to Denerim, which is the capital city of Ferelden.
I do not want to stay here a moment longer.
After all, once you've proven that you're reliable and you've passed the harrowing, they no longer need to keep your phylactery right next to you in the fucking place. Because there's a much lesser chance they'd ever need it, they just keep it in the capital city.
This is some Skyrim fucking map planning right here. Just, okay, you beat it, okay, back to the beginning immediately.
This is how a lot of the maps end up looking.
Jeez.
That changes a lot in Inquisition, but this is not Inquisition.